Bum, 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 bum. Sorry, I'm a little late, everyone. I wanted to stream a little earlier, but there was I was watching Dead Awake stream because he was streaming for nearly 9 hours, maybe a little bit more. So there was another character reset I just had to do with his update. Are my items still fucked? Probably. Maybe not. Hey, we're not fucked. You make great content, Cal. Honestly, super informative. Thank you so much, Night Fisher. I really appreciate that. You know, I always try my best, and I won't get everything right. I will sometimes be wrong, and that's okay, as long as I always try to put out stuff to the best of my knowledge is true, right? Or that I believe. But I really appreciate that, man. How's your day going? I'm looking forward to it, man. I mean, we don't have it. We don't own an Ironclad ourselves because I am a foolish man who didn't see the vision until a little later. But once that patch drops, we should be able to see some flying around the verse and maybe even get somebody in Global to give us a tour. But yeah, we have a full wipe coming for 4.8, which I am ready for. I think that's really good. I think that means they are confident that the issues with duping and money are going to be resolved. And if they're not confident, then this is a waste of everyone's time. So I really hope that they know what they're doing. So let me see here. Where's my Meteor? I want to fly the Meteor. Yeah, I hope your Monday treated you well. Let's see, we've got no other components. I want to try these M5As here. This might not be a great loadout, but let's give that a shot. All right.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system. Your vehicle has been delivered.
We need to remember to ensure that loadout, or we're going to lose those parts. And for weaponry, do we have our P8 pack? Does not appear so. Looks like that still got eaten. Oh, hey, there it is. Let me ask you, if you were to pick up a lineup of light, medium, and heavy fighter for PvP, what would be your 3 ship choices? That's a great question. That's a great question. I'm going to just start and say that I am going to pick, especially for the heavy fighter category, I fly with twin sticks and pedals. So I actually have a different choice than I think what the most optimal pick is. Hey, S1, good to see you, my man. Good to see you. I have a different pick for the heavy fighter than if you were playing mouse and keyboard with pedals or just mouse and keyboard, because I can't leverage gimbals. Now I do have generally pretty nice flight. But yeah, that's the limit there. So, do we have any backpacks that will fit well with this? Well, to start off with the light category, I mean, it's just hard to go wrong with the Wolf right now, all right? The Wolf right now just has one of the most competitive weapon loadouts in the game. Now, I do need to revisit it in... I do need to revisit it in 4. That looks so silly. I need to revisit it in 4.8, but in 4.7, the Wolf, specifically either the Alpha Wolf or the standard Wolf with the Alpha Wolf's repeaters, is just such a solid weapon. It's got great projectile speed for its damage. It can damage more ships in the game. It's small on its nose profile, so if you're in a duel, it's almost as hard to hit as the arrow while having twin shields like a Gladius. Of course, I would also like to throw honorable mention on the Gladius and the arrow. Those ships have always been and will always be good. The Gladius is a slight advantage there because there was a time in master modes where the arrow was not tuned correctly at all, and so they really screwed the pooch on it. And for a few patches, a good solid patches, probably the majority of 318 to like 320 something, before 4.0, it was not a very good ship. This is the first time it had ever been that way with the arrow. Arrow, Super Hornet Mark II. No, can't. Okay, I should clarify. First, before I talk too much shit, I own one. And I own one with real money. But I also own what came before it, the Super Hornet Mark I. And that's what I wanted to get out of the Mark II. And they butchered my baby. The Mark I is such a better ship than the Mark II. So for those of you who don't know, the Super Hornet Mark I was like the Mark II, had the loadout of the A of the time, right? Had the second seat for someone to fly in, but the Mark II, but the Mark I wasn't, 15% larger in all dimensions, wasn't slower in all accelerations, didn't just fly just worse than the base ship. It flew the same. So you just gained a seat and you gained weapons, and it was a really good ship. The Mark II already lost maneuverability over the Mark I just as a platform as a whole. Now Super Hornet itself just doesn't fly that good. And it's so easy, especially because most people who won the Super Hornet, they'll get in the they won't run it with a turret gunner, so that limited mobility does get punished. Now if you have a turret gunner in there, you can leverage that turret gunner to have off-axis shooting and to limit that issue. It's a shame. I want them to buff the ship. I don't want to just talk ship. I want to love this ship. I can't, because the first one was so much better. It's not just turn rate, it's a strafe and everything. Here. Alright, SP viewer compare. So, F7C Super Hornet Mark II, that's what we in red. And F7C-S. Look at this. In every category from propulsions, you have more G's on the smaller variants. On every category. Then if we go into the summary chart here, alright, the pitch rate is the same. Yaw's worse, roll is worse, downstrafe is worse, side strafe, upstrafe, and forward is worse. The only thing is the same is pitch. But when you're in a larger ship, especially in a medium ship, you need to use side strafes and down strafes to get away from attacking the fighter. This looks like a small difference, it does, but it is a meaningful difference in when a light fighter gets over you, right? So it's not just pitch we're talking about. Like the loss of strafes and forward speed and everything is huge. I want to like the ship. Can't. I want to like the ship. I do. I was so upset when I bought it and it wasn't what I was hoping for. Anyways, the ship I would recommend in the medium fighter category is right now the Anvil F7CS Hornet Ghost Mark II, or if you consider this a medium ship, which I kind of put it in its own category because it's not really a fighter, it's a interceptor. The Meteor is so good right now. The Meteor it's a very advanced ship to fly. If you can't fly an interceptor well, or you can't dodge fire very well, you're gonna die. But this ship can punch into anything now. The extra shields have really helped it out. It does have an interior that you can use to go to a site like Hathor and pick up like size 1 components for itself, so you can self-upgrade it. It's got a great cockpit. It's stupid fast. Ships can't escape it, and like I said, with the Leonids, you can punch up into any ship in the game. You can knock out power plants with it. You just need to be careful how you fly it. You need to not get baited into a turn fight. As for the heavies, so once again, this is where I'm going to give you my caveat. So for me as a stick user right now, the best heavy is going to probably be either a Scorpius, a Hurricane, if you have a duo. And what the difference is if you want to stay in the fight and turn in the fight, you want the Hurricane. If you want to be a support craft, or if you want to fly with a group, you want the Scorpius. Okay, but if you want a solo ship, it's the F8. And the F8 is really hard to fly. It's got a really high skill floor. Most pilots will not be able to fly it well, including myself. I'm going to get some training from Alkaline Hawk on it, but it can be flown well. There's a pilot in Arena Commander known as TT Super Freak, and he's an incredibly good pilot, and he flies only the F8, and you won't beat him. I won't beat him. A lot of people won't beat him. He's very, very good. Now, if you have mouse and keyboard, you have mouse aim, and you have gimbals, it's a really good ship right now is the Guardian. Either the Guardian or Guardian MX. The MX has more gimbal leverage. The base Guardian, it's hard to recommend it right now because we're also kind of not going to be able to see really it's niche anymore because it's kind of losing out to the M80. Now the M80 is a very interesting ship and is going to almost certainly be interesting for tuned. So that will probably be my new solo pick over the F8 once we get there. Yeah, Kanta, I'm not. I hope you can see that I'm not just trying to talk shit about the Super. It's just they massacred my boy. The OG Super didn't fly worse than the base Hornet. Being larger in and of itself is enough of a nerf, and CIG needs to remember that. But I think right now with master modes, they're letting a lot of their systems determine things, and I think it's all like their mass calculation. While it sounds cool to say, "Oh yeah, mass determines how our ships fly," it doesn't really work without some additional tuning, and they need to kind of give ships more bespoke thrusters and stuff, and not use the same map thrusters for everything. Oh no, wait, we need to buy ammo. We're gonna jump up the Seraphim. Then I kind of want to just go and do a flyby over Hathor to see if any of them are open and we can get any loot. Because I still was not able to test a full A component ship. Oh, they went back to the old HUD for the stealth status and for target status, which is both a shame and a good thing. It's a shame because they were cool, but it's a good thing because they were broken. How's everyone's Monday going? Oh my god, these pads. I'm going to, you know what? We're actually going to hop on our parking brake here. And we're going to hop on out and not take up the pad because this looks like somebody's about to probably do something here. Sure, glad my open helmet definitely keeps me safe in space. I wish CIG would just, like... Come on. There we go. I wish CIG would give you an option to either run it open or run it closed. Everyone just run it closed with a face cover, but cool helmet. I miss the old glow display for the velocity indicator. You could know what the ship was doing even if you couldn't see the DVI marker. Yeah. You still get that slightly with the advanced HUD and with the thruster pattern. Like for example, there we had a little bit of drift because I think it's because my new pedals are very, very sensitive. I need to put just a little bit of dead zone on them. But yeah, no, I get what you mean, saying. A lot of the old UI was kind of better. Like, do you remember when the Gladius had an F-16 style front HUD plate? Yes, it was very retro, but it was so cool. All right, let's buy some. So let's buy like a med pens. We're gonna buy the P8 ammo, and we're going to buy a sight. There it is. Hold on. Oh, well, that was the station. Oh, well. Let's do like a 2x. That's what we have to assume, right, Salty? I mean, we know that they have a fix-in for a lot of the duping in the game. So if they fix the rest of the economy exploits, then yeah. That's going to be great. I really hope so. Otherwise, they're wasting our time. Like it's real here. If it's a wipe without fixing those exploits, they're just wasting everyone's time. But yeah, they're wiping everything except for the blueprints you've unlocked, the Wicklow ships you've earned, Wicklow specifically, not Executive Hangar, and the sorts of things you purchased, right? With real money in your My Hangar stuff. And then MedPen. No MedPen here, okay. I'm sorry, we turned that up because of the React video we did the other night. I've never turned it back down. Let me know if that's better, guys. My bad. That's on me. Thank you. I appreciate the heads up. Oh yeah, I'm all for the wipe as well. No, I'm really actually excited for the wipe. For a second, I thought the patch hit and we were going to see the Ironclad. So guys, what I'm thinking of doing, unironically, guys, hear me out. If the patch hits and we get the Ironclad, I don't own an Ironclad. I want to see an Ironclad. I'm thinking of getting the Mantis out. I'm thinking of getting the Mantis out, trying to lane snare somebody with an Ironclad. Like, hey dude, I'm not pirating you. Can I come get on your Ironclad and see it? Like, that's what I'm going to do for the stream, I think. Because I don't own one. I can also just ask in chat, but that could be a little less fun. Oh, Marcus, do you actually have one? Yeah. Okay, if we can avoid being hashtag that guy, maybe we should. You own the assault. Oh, okay, yeah. I'm probably gonna own one once they open up for sale again. I've got my I melted $700 worth of stuff. I want the M80, I want the pit bull, and I do want the Ironclad assault. Now I might need to melt some additional stuff for it, which would be okay. Nice. I mean, I'd be okay to see both of them. I think there might be some visual differences or some stuff. Of course, we don't know when this patch is dropping. I'm hoping it's dropping in the next well, I would have hoped it would have dropped in the next like few minutes. Okay, not here. Whoa, okay, I went to EVA there. I don't think I've seen it. So here's the thing, I wasn't amped for it. I wasn't, because I thought that the base the Ironclad assault that had the vehicle rearm services wouldn't have the opening top, right? Because in all of the Ironclad assault's material, they don't show that. But then they confirmed in the Q&A it did, and I'm like, oh shit, hold on, okay. Then they got, of course, rearm repaired not just for ground vehicles, but for also the ship to land. I'm like, okay, it has more cargo than I've ever owned on a ship. My biggest cargo ship right now is the Polaris, which has like 500 or 400 something, right? And like, it's definitely going to be bigger on the interior than the Polaris hangar, and that's the only thing I use the Polaris for, is as a carrier. So I'll either melt my Polaris, which I kind of don't want to because it does still have PDCs, and I hope eventually we'll get flak PDCs, or more likely I will melt my Perseus because I've used it twice, and you know, a carrier is more interesting to me. I'm thinking, hey Sky, welcome on in, welcome on in. I'm thinking, guys, once we get some money after the wipe comes, what's gonna happen is I'm probably going to do like I did with the Polaris, a living off the Ironclad for a couple weeks stream, and just see how long we can go. Right now, piracy is gonna be a huge issue if we're following it, because we have to open up the entire ship to get out, right? And we don't have PDCs, so yeah. Dillman, yep, waiting. We're all waiting for it to drop. We're all waiting. In the meantime, I got basically my new main squeeze, which is the Meteor. I think this is going to be like the best solo ship in the game, if you are combat focused, I should say. Let's fight a Hathor. I doubt we're going to see anyone in PTU. I really do doubt it, but there's a chance. There's a snowball's chance in hell. I have not tried shredders. Shredders don't interest me really, because shredders still don't really damage through. Well, wait. I'm sorry, Dillman. They don't interest me on other ships, but on the Meteor, they might. It would depend, though. It would depend, because it's whether or not I can get a hit with the Leonids. If I can get a hit with the Leonids, then I can damage anything with the shredders. So just joined. Sorry if you already explained. I'm curious why you choose the Meteor. No worries at all. So the Meteor right now is the only medium fighter in the game that can damage any ship in the game, right? Not only that, it can damage any ship in the game through shields with a 10-meter penetration, with buff speeds to the Leonid cannons, and also now you can swap out the Leonid cannons for any size 5 gun. So I could put on an entire attrition loadout. I could put on an entire Panther or CF loadout. I could put on an entire M series cannon loadout, right? Now, the weakness it had was always in survivability, but its interceptor tune is one of the fastest ships in the game. So, with the shield buff that came in 4.7, where they gained 30% shields to everything, it became incredibly survivable, because by the time you get hit, you just boost away and you leave, right? So now in 4.8, it has still lost 20% shield. That's still up 10%, and you can get that remaining 20% in crafting now. So it's still gonna be very survivable. Also, like I said, the Leonids are faster now. You can swap them out now. They can damage everything in the game. you can one-tap power plants with this thing on most light ships. So if you get the shot, you can do it that way. And because it's tuned, the fighters that will outduel you, yes, they'll outduel you and you will have to leave, but you can just leave. Even if they have a mantis, you can just leave. You're faster. So for a solo who already doesn't want to be in a gank, right? Who already will certainly lose a gank unless you are insanely skilled. Ooh, that's open. It's a great combat ship. But now we also need to remember that it does have a small interior. So we can even do what I'm doing right now, which is just to kit itself out, where I can fly it down and I can tractor in things into its cargo bay. Now I just remembered that I forgot my tractor beam. So like size 1 and size 2 components, you can still fit up in this interior. It has a weapon rack, which I was hoping could store weapons like the Gladius weapon racks can. It can't. But yeah. I don't think anybody really cared enough to do it. There's a power plant. It's still flying. Stop dodging. He was resisting arrest. Anyways, Walker, does that make sense? Do you have any questions? So yeah, the M cannons have a mashed pip with the Leonids now. Switch my guard into a Meteor, running deadbolts and Leonids. Yeah. Check out the M cannons. That's what I'm doing right now. But then also, don't be afraid of a mixed pip loadout. So how I run it in PvP, Essential, is I actually do run it with CFs, or right now in 4A, I'll do CFs or attritions, right? Because if someone's trying to range kite you and get, say, out of the range of your Leonids, yes, it does fit in the Polaris hangar, Night Fisher. It does fit in the Polaris hangar. If they're trying to range cut you, what you do is you can pepper them with the CFs, which will force them to say, okay, if you have CFs, I'll just get close, right? Because they know you have a bad turn rate. That gives you one shot with the Leonids to pop the fighter as he comes in close, right? And if you hit it, you kill it. If you don't hit it, you boost forward and you just get out and you reset the fight. But now, so with the velocity unification in the patch, you don't need to worry about that too much, because like I said, now with the M series cannons, they're same velocity and they're higher velocity. They're 1184, I think. I love Hathor, man. This is like my home. This is that good shit. All right, this is my first time I'm gonna be using the P8. I've not been able to obtain a P8 in the game until now. And yes, I bought it with the Skyber Flare, but that's the sin of Star Citizen. Okay, first thing we need to find is a tractor beam. Looks like somebody stripped all the armor out of it. Okay. I think I heard that voice above me here.
Come on, let's do this.
Killed him. So we have no hit marker. Oh yeah, the recoil is a little weird, isn't it? Sounds cool, good. Dunk, dunk. Did they ever fix the Gladius bug where switching that mode you lose all thrust power? Yes, they fixed that. They fixed that almost immediately. Because it's the Gladius. It's the hero ship. Ooh, ooh. No, no, sir. Surprised he lived. I think I just missed. Okay, they went all the way down. Ooh.
I'm hit. Yeah, you owe me though. I'm hit.
Wasn't there a bug on the flight suits right now where you can put... Nope. Okay, it's only on the new flight suits. I'm still having the issue on live. I'm updating my PTU now. I want to try it or something. I've never had that issue. That might be something more unique to your setup then. I fly the Gladius very often. No, they aren't supposed to have backpacks, but right now you can put any size backpack on them. I'm okay with that. I want the flight suits to be very, very limiting. I like them only having one slot, and then I like them only having one slot for a weapon and 2 slots for a magazine, 1 pistol slot, 1 utility slot. Like, I think it's like, especially since they're giving so much flight bonus, especially to a ship like the Meteor, which is going to be heavy on G's, right? So we're still looking for a tractor beam to drop. Thoughts on the M80? I'm surprisingly excited about it. Definitely plan to pick one up so we're ahead. The M80 is going to be a very, very, very good ship. And once again, guys, I am your typical light fighter guy. I'm your light fighter Jacques. Let me explain to you why I believe the M80 is going to be just a menace, okay? So it's a heavy fighter, so we can assume that it will probably either have either 3 size 1s, which would kind of suck, or 1 size 2 shield generator. If it only has 2 size 1s or something, it's going to kind of suck. But if it has either of those shield gens, we're in business, because guys, it is almost guaranteed to be interceptor tuned. How do we know that? How do we know that? It's not based on styling, it's not based on origin, it's not based on vibes. In the video where they were talking about tactical strike groups, there's one section where they are flying the M80. And you can tell that from the look on the... Wow. You can tell that from the section. If you look down at the MFD, you can see the M80's outline, right? So in that section, it's very clear that the top SCM speed of the M80 is 224 meters per second. Okay. Now, why is that number special? It's special because that puts it as the second fastest heavy fighter in the game. The Scorpius goes 230 in SCM. Here we go. Chapter beam found. That is a score, baby boys. Anyways, yeah, Scorpius is 230. The next closest is the Mirai Guardian at 212. So 224 is way closer to the Scorpius than it is to the closest, fastest fighter in the Mirai Guardian. What that means is it's interceptor tuned, same as the Scorpius is. It just weighs more. So it has more mass, probably from the 2.5 guns, armor, and interior space that it has. But this means we can extrapolate out that it's going to have between like 550 to like 580, somewhere in that range, in boosted SCM speeds. And if it has that size 2 shield, or if it has those 3 size 1s, it's going to be good enough to basically zoom in behind the guy, sit in his rear, apply huge DPS with those guns. The second he gets hit by anything, he can boost out and reset the fight. And nothing can catch it aside from a Scorpius, a Mantis, a Meteor, or a Buck. It's going to be good. It's going to be very good.
Here we go. I got me. They really got me. Someone down.
It's... So, there's my TED talk on why the M80 is going to slap, and I'm gonna fly one. So yeah, we got a shot stream. Nice. Okay, we can go back and loot. Now that's the question, Walker. Here's the thing. Hear me out. Hear me out, guys. This is where I get crackhead. We're looking at crackhead Cal right here, okay? Not Citizen Cal. I think, judging on its pad in Drake DefensCon, I don't think it's bigger, at least height-wise, than the Meteor is. And we know the Meteor and we know the Mantis fit in the Polaris hangar, and I'm pretty sure that the Polaris hangar is not going to be taller than the interior space of the Ironclad Assault. So my guess is yes. What do you think the Saber's patch? Okay, flying a lot this latest patch. The Saber was in a good place and it's still in an okay place, but the armor yo-yo that they did, dropping it and then raising it, made it both awesome and now kind of shit. It's still a good medium fighter. It's still a good duelist for medium fighters, right? Spectre, we'll take that. But unfortunately, it suffers from the size 3 curse right now. It's also just big. It's as wide as the F8 is. It's bigger than the Hornets, and even though it has better stats than the Hornets, the size mean that it still can't dodge fire effectively. So now with it no longer really having, you know, I feel like it's getting slowly and slowly more outclassed, really because of the size. Come on, I just want you to fit nicely here. You know what, it's fine. Moving on to the next one. So size is hugely important when it comes to fighters, right? So really quick, we're gonna go back over here, right here, where we were looking at the, like I said, the Like I got mad about this size difference, guys. I got mad about this size difference on the Hornet because this is actually, believe it or not, a meaningful size difference for the amount of shots that you're going to take. That seems crazy. It does seem completely crazy, but this is like 10%, 15% bigger if we line up corners to corner like that, right? But so if we pull out now the Saber, look at this. The Super Hornet is a 2-seater. Look at this. It's huge. It's huge for a medium fighter. And it's not just that the profile on the top is bad. Because if we compare, let's take the Super Hornet to the F8. Check this out. It's almost as big as the F8. Without the size 2 shield, without the extra DPS. Yes, it turns better, but this thing struggles to dodge fire. If you do a corkscrew, how I like to do a corkscrew, by applying a little bit of side strafe as well, it just doesn't work. And because of that, especially now that its guns can't punch up particularly well, it's kind of just in a sad middle state. I would like to see them probably give it a slight firepower buff. I don't know. It's hard to do it without doing a Mark II, and I don't want more Mark IIs. It's just Saber's in an awkward place. Even if we compare it to the Firebird, if we look at it, the Firebird's a little smaller in terms of that side profile. Now it's a little longer, but that matters less, right? Is that side profile? You see, we really see it there clearly, right? So they just need some help, and it's a shame because I do like the Saber. I think the Saber is super rad looking. Strafe up? Well, yeah, you can. That depends on the situation, but yeah. All right, we need to find these other paths. Let me punch out my radar here. Nothing of import on the scopes. There's one. Use my incredible speed here. Yeah. Let's see, where do I want to set down this time? I'll probably go right here at an angle. It's gonna be a little bit spicy. Nope, yep, a little too spicy. Oh, okay, I'm not gonna see you down there, baby. Yeah. Yeah. Love. Grade A cooler. Mirage. I will definitely take that Mirage. So like I said, it's not a cargo grid, but you can absolutely use this ship to upgrade itself doing this. And here, I'm not even running the Hathor little mini dungeons, right? I'm literally just going and picking up what was left behind by people. People often, they're doing it, they care more about the armor in that crate or the battery here to win the event. Sometimes they're doing it for components, but people a lot of people don't like the risk PvP like I like the risk PvP just to get components. But Yeah, so size 2 and size 1 stuff you can fit in here. Well, thank you, Walker. Why is the self-destruct the thing that picks there? Those are all AI. Oh, damn it. Thought we were good there. Also, my cat's on my pedals, so I couldn't back up. That's all right. We'll take a little nose bunk. Okay, so we've gotten 2 of them. I think it's the last one on a hill. Hello. A big boom sound effect. I want to say that might not have been the one we were just at, actually. Yeah, I think the one we were just at was that one. Yeah, in the canyon. So that's our last one. My baby kitty really wants some attention. Let me see what he wants in a second here. Oh hey, it's a caterpillar without a command module. Baby, what is it? Huh? What is it, little boy? What is it, little boy? Yeah, am I ramming it? Yeah. I don't think they have the facilities for that, big man. I'm pretty sure I flew up there and I blew off all their power plants. Veil? I'll take a veil. That's a stealth. I want to say it's a stealth B. And I'll take another Spectre. Stealth power plants aren't super great for all builds, but on some builds are nice. Yoink. All right, and we have fully looted Lamina. Let's go to Atreides. Oh yes, that's just a QT drive. You're right. That has value. Come on. Come up. You want attention? Come on up. A new social tool should make PvP more interesting. Which one are you referencing? Oh, baby. Oh, this is my other kitty. He doesn't come over very often. Are you okay, bud? He's usually a scaredy cat. Alright. Being able to check player rating and rep. Yeah. That's a long ways out. We don't even have rep yet to check. Nothing's being tracked for that, besides from mission rep, right? Really, their whole crime and punishment system needs a huge rework, right? Bounty hunting needs a huge rework. I hate current bounty hunting. I'm the PvP guy, and I think current bounty hunting is a snooze fest. It's you camp SPK or you camp Grim Hex. They need to really have a holistic rewrite of bounty hunting for it to be interesting. someone said the 25 ship limit was global and not per station. That'd be stupid. I mean, realistically, not many people actually do fly with you know, that many ships out in the verse. But there are plenty of people, I would actually argue most people do own more than, not most, but a lot of the community owns more than 25 ships. I think I do. We can check. I melted a bunch actually. Okay, you're not open. You're an AI. You're not open. Wasn't the third one out this way? Am I crazy? I am crazy. Yeah, okay. I think I recall that patrolling. Yes. Sitting outside of the known pirate base, completely safe, as you are attacking pirates, is definitely one of the choices of all time. I think Grimhex should require a negative rep to actually even go to. Otherwise, they blast your ass out of the sky, right? But at the same time, if you do get in, if you do sneak in, you should be able to attack people on the ground in there, not just necessarily in their ships, right? I think that should be the case for basically everything, actually. Just it should be a special weapon type. It shouldn't be a gun. It should be like a specialized taser that gets activated inside armistice zones that can only be fired when aimed at a locked target that is your bounty target, right? But then we need to give the criminals a weapon that they can use too. Just it'll be a crime. It won't be legal like the taser will be. But now we need to, let's say, balance that. We don't want it to be as good, so it's going to be a shiv of some kind, a stabbing weapon. They need to run up to you and stab you if you're and dodge and juke your tase, right? Also, I think in general you shouldn't get a god marker for where somebody is. What it should be is someone with a bounty shouldn't feel immediately like they have to go run and hide in Grim Hex or they're just dead, right? They should feel safe to stay out in the verse so a bounty hunter can go and track them and find them. What it should be is you get a list of bounties on a server and you sign up to be a bounty hunter. When you fly near a comm array that has pinged the ship of a bounty, the guy who talks to you in the bounty hunter's menu, he'll say, hey hunter, we have seen that within the last 20 minutes your target was near here. Go to the comm array and scan it and see where he was QTing to, and it will tell you the last place that comm array saw him quantum to. And then when you get there, if he's not there, you can also scan the quantum trace that he'll leave behind and say, okay, he went from here and now he flew down to Hurston, right? And then eventually you should get more and more recent info to track this person, and you can track every bounty on the server at the same time, not just one. They all showed up right there. That's how I would do bounty hunting. Because all the god marker does is make people either run straight to Pyro, run to Grim Hex, or run to SPK. There's no tracking. And it should pay a lot more. Like, I'm talking like $1 million for a CS5. Didn't they fix that, Sky?
Okay, let's do this.
Like a long time ago?
I'm
Like, I want to say that hasn't been a thing in a very long time, unless I'm just crazy.
Just kill them. Take it down. That hurt. Ah, god damn it. Ah, damn it. We're getting close.
So this one doesn't have a red in here. I don't really, I mean, when I saw footage of it last, it was by a guy who made a video who was during that time. That was clearly old footage. You can see old UI everywhere.
We lost one. I'll cover you. We got trouble. Shit, we're under attack.
I'm pretty sure that hasn't been a thing in a long time, because I don't think you can heal somebody unless they have an active injury. So I think the only way you could even potentially do it is if they have, if they're walking around injured. It's not that I don't trust you, Sky, or I think you're a liar, but it's just I'm almost certain that patch has not been a thing for a long time. I mean, you think GrieferNet wouldn't be using that every single day if it was still active? Okay, Eric, I'm kind of being a dick now. Chill. No, okay, that's a different bug, Sky. Sky, that's a different bug. That's where if you melee someone, you can take their weapon. Yeah, it's not the medic gun. No, I know exactly what you're talking about then. What makes the Meteor so good for 4.8? It's cannons as related to the crazy armor bus. It's, yeah, the cannons are a good part of it. The cannons mean it's the smallest fighter that can also damage any ship in the game. Those guns not only have 1600 alpha damage, there's nothing that can stop that. No armor can stop that. It also has a 10-meter pen range, so it can knock out power plants even on ships like the Idris and the Polaris, right? It is immune to PDC fire because it's a medium fighter. It has medium fighter armor, so it can sit on those ships, be entirely immune. It has 30% more shields than when it launched, giving it a lot more durability. It's interceptor tuned, which means it's incredibly fast. Now, yes, this means you don't want to sit in a turn fight with the fighter, but that's okay. Basically, as if somebody gets on your tail, you just boost away and you're totally safe, totally fine. Now you can change out the bespoke size 5 Leonids for any size 5 weapon in the game. So if you wanted a full attrition loadout or a full Panther loadout or a full, sorry, CF loadout, not Panthers, or a full M series cannon loadout, you can do that now. But like I said, another thing is the speed. So right here, we're at Hathor. Let's say I get shot in the back. Cool. This is in light atmo, and we're going 540. You're not gonna be able to catch that. Even if you had my rear, unless you had ballistics, you wouldn't even damage me. I would have been out before your, especially with the lower reduced weapon ranges with radars, right? I would have been out of your range without doing any of these maneuvers, which you still can do in the ship, right? Now, in a duel, you probably don't want to sit and turn with it, but what you can do is bait fighters to come in close, and then when they do come in close, take one shot with the Leonids. If you miss, you boost forward and leave and reset the fight. If you hit, you win the fight. Next is the fact that in 4.8, they have compressed the weapon velocity changes. So the lower speed weapons, like the Leonids, like the Deadbolts, like the Attritions, all got raised up. And the fast weapons, like the Mass Drivers, the CFs, got lowered down. So now we have more viable weapons for speeds, and those speeds are faster. So now I have M series cannons that are the same speed as the Leonids at approximately 1200 meters per second, which is the same speed that the old Treaders used to be, instead of at like the 800, 900 meters per second they were before. So I have a higher hit chance. I can damage any ship in the game. I can knock out power plants sometimes in a single shot. I'm faster than you. Sure, I have no whole HP at all. I will blow up if you get through my shields. Good luck getting through my 30% bigger shields. And once again, you hit me, I just say nope, and I fly away. Yeah, this thing, if it's a solo Idris, it would fuck it. Now, if the Idris has gunners, then you have to be worried again, right? No worries. Now, this same sort of playstyle, though, is going to be possible in the M80, and the M80 might be really, really good. Now, with that being said, just to clarify, this is an interceptor, not a fighter. It struggles in a turn fight. You don't want to stay in a close turn fight with a fighter. You will lose every time. You need to keep distance, and when they get close and they get over your turn rate, you need to boost out of there. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous, chat? I adore the ship. Also, it has an interior. It has a bed to bed in. The interior is good enough that you can. I treated it like I had a pip there. That was entirely me. The interior is good enough and big enough that you can fit your own size 1 components. What we're doing at Hathor is looking for components to outfit this ship. We didn't find anything we really wanted for it, but we found a lot of good stealth parts. And you got the power plant that time. For piracy, for bounty hunting, for anti-piracy, for just solo operation with a bed and with an interior space to eat and drink food in, and to throw stuff that you don't mind being off a cargo grid, with bespoke weapon racks in the interior for you to store your gear when that works. It works for the exterior ones now. Oop. So I think we collided with something there. All right, let's pull away. Like I said, we are fragile. You hit something, you're gonna lose stuff. That's the downside of the Meteors. It's fragile, and that's why I think the M80 is gonna be really, really good. How to deal with poor maneuverability in the Meteor? Just not engaged in circling combat and do jousting instead. Okay. That's a deeper conversation. The rough answer is yes, but also no. Now, 1v1 interceptors really do struggle, even if they joust. Unless they hit every shot and the other guy can't hit their shots, they're just in a rough place versus a fighter. Interceptors in a combat space really do best in a team fight. Now, why would you solo a Meteor like I said, like I'm doing right now? Because if I get ganked by a team fight, I can just leave. Even if they have a Mantis to slow me down, I am fast enough to just say, nah, bye guys, I'm not dealing with you. Because it's so hard to overcome a gank. You either need EMP, stealth, or speed to overcome a gank. That's like one of the things people don't talk about in like light fighter meta is, yeah, you know, the Wolf and the Gladius and the Arrow are really good ships, but if it's you versus 10 guys, the 10 guys are gonna win. Unless they're truly bobs and they can't stay close, right? Do you have a PvP Discord and community? I'm who's looking for training. I've been really meaning to make one. I've been lazy, and I've also been a little scared because I'm not very good at Discord mod. I've been meaning to make a community one. What I want to do is, yeah, have a community Discord for the YouTube channel and not have like my own bespoke org. Now, granted, I did end up getting an org. Mainly because of crafting, because I did try to craft for like 3 weeks and hated every part of that, and like, nope, if I need to craft this stuff, I'll get with an org. So I do want flight training for them, but I would like to just have a community Discord to hang and to get people together to ask questions to, yes, run trainings out of and other stuff as well. But I've just been lazy and a little bit scared of it. I need to get on that though. Ooh. Oh, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up. We're okay. It's not gentle, but we're okay. So let's talk about the poor maneuverability on the Meteor, or just on interceptor ships in general. All right, do I still have it? No, I don't. Maybe if I, nope, that's old. That's when I was making the thumbnail. That's awesome, Cotton Nick. I'm gonna be glad to hear that, man. So, let's pull out the Meteor, and let's pull out the Gladius, and let's cut this ship out. So obviously you have a lot of disadvantages. You have size, you have health, you have, yeah, basically size and health, and of course, yeah, turn rate, strafe rate is really the thing. So if we take a look at the performance chart, the only benefit interceptors have is forward, raw forward, and boosted forward, right? This is actually a pretty huge difference between these two ships, and this means you won't get caught. But I mean, if we look right here, even boosting to the side, down, up, or in your pitch yaw, you don't get close to their base. They have a dramatic advantage over you. So what this means is you simply cannot engage in the binary circle fight. That's okay. So in a 1v1, it's rough. You need to just genuinely outskill them dramatically, or just get lucky with the lean-in shots. But in a team fight, if you have even one partner, sorry baby, I didn't distract you. I was talking, I'm distracted here. All right, sorry. Hey baby. So if you have even one person who's also in an interceptor, or even just one wingman in general who can take aggro, this becomes really dramatic. So we see we have forward speeds, we have way more boost, we have higher nafs. What we do in the interceptors is we are the second man. Even when we're the first man, we're the second man, okay? So you see two fighters dueling. One's your friend, one's your enemy. You use your speed to get close, you merge onto him. Now that merge is difficult because, as you see here, you don't have as much back strafe, so you can't slow down as easily. So you need to be really good at managing your energy. You merge on the back of them, you apply damage until they turn around and look at you. When they look at you, you fly off in a straight line as fast as you can. If they chase, they will also be flying flat. They won't be able to catch you. Your teammate then goes behind them, attacks them in the rear. Once again, this is called bracketing. When he turns to fight your teammate, you turn, swing back in, you attack him in the rear. This technique, bracketing, is so effective. The only way fighters can possibly win against a group of interceptors is if they stay very close, what's called the death ball formation, where they are all supporting each other, and when you dive in for the first attack, they just nuke you down with alpha before you can get out. This is why interceptors are by and large super dominant in team fight PvP, because they get to choose when the fight happens and when the fight ends. And so the second you get an advantage in the fighter, it relies on them either not paying attention, being overwhelmed, or just simply not being good enough to realize that they're in a losing fight to win. They need to mess up. The only way the fighter kills the interceptor is if the interceptor messes up. Even with all these advantages, because of how insane speed is. Now, I'm pretty damn sure the M80, with its heavy armor, heavy size 2 shield, I hope, and 2 size 5s, 2 size 4s, is also going to be interceptor tuned. It won't be quite as fast as the Meteor is, but still going to be faster than a Gladius, that's for damn sure. Because we know that because we can pull up a Scorpius here. The Scorpius is interceptor tuned. Look at that. let's take away the Meteor really quick. So the Scorpius is right now the only heavy fighter that is interceptor tuned and is very dangerous because of this fact. Huge boost duration, huge shield pool, boom on off like that. Yeah. So does that answer your question, Cruz? Yes, it's jousting, but no, it's not jousting. In a solo fight, yeah, you have to joust. With the Leonids, you kind of get the option to try and make it work. But yeah. How do they make an M80QI with 2 X-Size 5s? Ah. Hey Brian, going good, man. I don't want the M80 to just be a to just invalidate the Guardian line. People last night in the comments just don't get it. Yeah, I mean, and like, just to clarify, I'm not anti-armor, guys. Like, I think they don't get everything right, but I am not anti-armor. I just think it is not enough, and what I want is to not get to a place where small ships and big ships can't interact. I want them both to be able to interact with each other in a meaningful way and both be meaningful real threats to each other when they're ran properly. Now, I don't think a solo Idris should ever really be optimal, or even most solo large ships, right? Like a Stern's attack probably shouldn't be optimally ran solo, right? Even though it's not a super huge ship. But if it's ran with a crew, that crew should be more effective than the same amount of people in fighters, assuming average skill. That means if you've got an A squadron, if you got Rogue Squadron bearing down on you from Shadow Moses for 388, yeah, you're probably just fucked, because the average person doesn't understand the depths of 6-off flight. But I'm not anti-armor. I think this is going to be a great patch. I do. Now, is it going to be super great for fighter PvP? Probably not. But I think it's going to be a great patch. I'm really excited for a lot of what's going on here. And the Meteor is quickly becoming one of my favorite ships for it. Like, one thing that I think people don't get is, like, when I criticize the game, it's always coming from a place of love. And also, like, when I criticize the armor, is because armor doesn't do enough yet. We also need to buff the big ships. We can't just give them armor. The wipe is super exciting. Yeah. Here's the thing, and we may even disagree on this, Brian. I do think lowering or compressing the weapon velocities is in general a good idea, because before armor we just had the CF meta, and then with armor we just had fastest weapon that can pen meta with NDBs and NNs, right? What I want them to do though is to tune weapons in different ways besides velocity, because velocity is what determines your hit chance. Right now, they can have some outliers, but by and far, I think the concept of compressed velocities isn't a bad thing. If they tweak the weapons around, knowing they need to have different ways of balancing them now. So, like, for example, what if the attritions right now were just less effective than the CFs, but when they hit, they had a splash damage effect, like on the ion gun. And if you were to strafe a ground position, you'd be way more effective because of that splash damage. Or if you were to strafe into a open hangar on a ship, something like that, right? What game is this? That's Doyle. This is Star Citizen, the best and also worst game that I've ever played. It is not a scam, but that also does not mean that it's going to be a good product at the end of it. It's a lovely game that I adore. and it has so many issues. All right, well, we got our components in. We got to repair off. Let's go really quick. Actually, this is Hello Kitty Island Adventure. Oh yeah, how dare I? Now that being said, I'm not saying that all weapons must have the same velocities, right? We can still have some outliers, like deadbolts or like mass drivers that can go one way or the other hard. But I think by and large, the general combat weapons in the game should have a close range of velocity. Now, I could be wrong, and that's the thing I always try to make clear, is that I'm just one guy, and I might not have good ideas. that can happen. I can get in my own head sometimes, and so if that's wrong, then we'll see right now in this patch, right? The Guardian's not in a great place already. It isn't, unless you're one of like 5 people, yeah. So here's how it typically goes. Detum Bush? I don't know his name. Here's how it typically goes. Yes, on each day, those ships for that manufacturer will be up for sale. But typically at the very end of the event, they bring everything back up for sale from all manufacturers for one final sale, right? Wow, that did not work at all. Okay, I guess we do have some stuff in there. We'll buy it at the station. I just wish we had some consistency. They nerf heavy fighter armor because Scorps couldn't damage Scorps, and then change armor and make bigger ships have the same problem, but that's okay. Yep. So I'm going to tell you right now, and this is very jaded, but I think Connie owners get really pissed off that their ship is no longer a big ship, and they don't accept that their ship is now really is and should be treated as a Cutlass alternative. Cutlass Plus, right? And here's the issue. One of those Constellation enjoyers is Chris Roberts. We know his favorite ship, at least it was, the Constellation Phoenix. But it's been so long since that's been the biggest flyable ship in Star Citizen. It's been so long, right? Oh, we'll chat. What are we thinking? Are we thinking we're still going to see the Ironclad patch tonight? I'll need to decide between the F7 Mark II Super Hornet or the M8 as my main pledge fighter. Ooh, okay. I've already gone on one rant about the Super Hornet today. I don't need to go on a second one. No, actually, we need that ammo. They are cutting it close. I mean, they must have found something game breaking, right? Yeah, the M80s, I hate to say it. Here's the thing, the M80 is going to be a better ship than the Super Hornet. And I want to like the Super Hornet, guys. I love the Mark 1 Super Hornet, but the Mark 2 Super Hornet is in a really, really bad place. I'm sorry. It's just not good at being a fighter unless you give it a gunner, and even then you're better off in a Hurricane for the same firepower. So it needs help. They made it bigger and made it worse. It should have been one or the other. Yes, the extra shield is a little helpful sometimes, but yeah. So when you can craft your ship, are you going to be able to upgrade your pud ship, or is the crafted ship going to be completely... No, so the crafted ship is a completely new ship. You will not be able to upgrade the base ships, I'm pretty sure, unless they've changed that somewhere. And that crafted ship will be lost on destruction, unless it's insured. There will be no lifetime warranty like on the purchase ships. And here's the thing, Super Hornet isn't boring. It just has issues. Exactly, Sky. In fact, fun fact, the Aurora Mark II flies exactly the same as the Super Hornet. For no reason. CIG, why? That ship could have been so fun, CIG, if you just made it fly like a Gladius. Being big is already a nerf, CIG. Anyways, Halo, I'm sorry. If you like the ship, that's fine. I want it buffed. I don't want to just talk shit about it. I want it to be improved because it should be a good ship. The Mark 1 was a really good ship that I really enjoyed. Whenever I criticize the game, it's because I want things to be better, not because I'm just a hater, right? Yes, 100% they're gonna make the S&A available again. 100%. I mean, right now you can already still get it in game with executive hangars or with Wicklow, right? So it's not like it's exclusive like the no. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the F8 go up for sale again. Jeez, lag. There's no one here and it's lagging. Yeah, these are all closed down. We could run one. F8 needs a lot of help in 4.8. AI. Here's the thing on the F8. The F8 and heavy fighters in general. And this is going to be a weird take, guys. It's going to be a weird take. You ready for it? They aren't bad. What? What? Heavy fighters don't need help? Hold on. I didn't say they don't need help. I said they aren't bad. The issue is that heavy fighters have such a high skill floor that the majority of players cannot fly them to the level required to fight in them. They are one of the hardest ship types to learn and master. Harder than light fighters, harder than medium fighters, harder than missile boats, harder than interceptors. Heavy fighters are incredibly hard to learn. I can count on one hand the amount of people who I would consider heavy fighter aces. And if you fight them, you aren't beating them. You aren't. Which sounds crazy because the math seems like, guys, they just have no stats. And yes, they have no stats. To fly the heavy fighter well, you need to fully understand the type of ship you're fighting and use his energy against him. You don't have the say in the fight. You need to literally trick the other guy into doing what you want to do with how you fly your ship. That's the heavy fighter playstyle. And when it works, holy shit does it work. If you don't believe me, go on the free flight, US free flight, and it may take a couple days. Look for a guy called TT Super Freak and fight him. He is the world's best F8 pilot, and he will kill you. I don't care what you bring. He will kill you if he can damage you. If armor doesn't say no, he can't damage you, right? By that same note, Ironclad Hawk, great friend of mine. He educated me when I talked shit about the Guardian series, and I made a video that was wrong, and I had to make 3 correction videos on that, by the way. But great guy. I still talk with him. He's going to be giving me some training soon. But he's he's one of the top Mirai Guardian MX pilots. And the thing is, this guy can kick your ass in the Hermes. He can kick your ass in the Prowler. He is one of the craziest off meta aces I've ever had the joy to fly against, right? Now, that being said, if you are a top tier light fighter pilot, you still can beat them. Absolutely, you still beat them. But you need to make no mistakes. You need to run the fight. If you have any issues with your energy management, your speed management, your boost deployment, your turn rates, your rolls, you won't beat these pilots. So heavy fighters do need help. They do need buffs, because it shouldn't be 3 people on Earth who can fly them to their capability. But they aren't necessarily bad. Best way to find pilot PvP communities to learn? Yes, don't do anything official. So first of all, okay, I'm gonna say this, and I'm also going to clarify it. Star Citizen has the common issue in this community of victim complexes. So the PvP crowd thinks everyone hates them. The PvE crowd thinks everyone hates them, and stuff, and yada yada. And so never go to anything official. Here's what I recommend, Danny. Here's what I recommend, okay? You're gonna go to YouTube. You're gonna go to not my channel. You're gonna go to a channel called Journey John. Okay? Do this on a new tab, please. Don't leave the stream, right? So hold on. It might be Journeyman John for the search. Yeah, right here, Journey John. At Journeyman John, 3.7k subscribers, okay? So, this is another one of my friends. He is a PvP Star Citizen player, and he runs a Discord called Solo Leveling. So, you don't need to join an org. You don't need to find a group. You can just come and join Solo Leveling, which is this Discord link right here. He has it in all of his channels. And in Solo Leveling, not only are there's a straight up looking for training option where you can go and sign up for 1v1 trainers, and I am one of the trainers in this Discord, right? So is Ironclad Hawk, who I was just talking about, allegedly Adam, who is an incredibly good pilot from Shadow Moses, Dreezy, top tier pilot, Theppy, top pilot from 388, right? Who will come and give you one-on-one training. He also runs weekly, really bi-weekly training and duel events that you can join into, and you can just get duels with people who are trying to get better. Now, these duel events are pretty high level because they're usually taken on by people like me and stuff, and the people who are way better than me. But you will find also people who are worse, and you can then fight them, or you can just get more one-on-one time and say, hey, I'm struggling with my role matching, or hey, I can't knife fight, or hey, my merges suck, and people can come and help you out. So once again, Journey John, also give him a sub because he is awesome. Guys, this is so rude. This is so rude. How dare you? There we go. Did they really disable one of my guns? They did. With handguns and grenade, they disabled one of my M series cannons. Yeah, right? Just making sure. I thought for a second I might have seen a player ship. Let's run Hathor here. I'm really surprised Apache not out yet, guys. CIG has given us a deadline. I don't know why we ever believe them, chat. It's CIG and deadlines. Why do we get fooled? Yeah, the liar, the liar, Chad, liar clad. I really wanted to see it today. I wanted to see it so bad I was willing to interdict somebody just to ask them if I could get on their ship, but then luckily Marcus volunteered, but I don't even know if he's still around yet. I've really enjoyed running these sites though in the flight suit. As a pilot main, knowing I'm sacrificing to get the most out of my preferred playstyle, it's really fun for me. I really like that dynamic. Some people absolutely hate it. Can we get done without breaking our legs? I love that moon gravity. Also, the no hit markers because you're not wearing a combat helmet is kind of cool. I'm liking the armor changes, guys. I know people want suit lockers. For me, I don't really care. Because I fly fighters, we don't have suit lockers anyways. Where is the... okay, so this one doesn't have a... oh, it's in there. So, I think the intended way is to use a fuse, right? Oh, let's run on that laser pointer. Oh well. I'm pretty sure you can also just jump in there. Oh. Okay, we got ourselves. Like, I'm pretty sure we can do this. We're wearing the Sol 3 Bombardier flight suit from the DefensCon bundle. You can also find it in the ASD facilities. It's cool because it still has one piece of light armor on the chest. So it gives 100% instead of 110%. But you actually do get some armor. Once the other flight suits work, I will use the other flight suits. All right, and now that I've gotten rid of the mines, I can just get back up. Ooh, no. Okay, we're okay. Game. There we go. Yep. Here we go, and then we want to jump, and we're free. Booyah. Now, another reason I'm running Hathor is we can find the new flight suits here. Let's drop off some of this stuff that we found in the inside the storage of our ship here, because we're gonna need space for all our key cards. All right, so we got the first blue key card. Let's check these back ones too and see if we can't get two more. Now we know there were enemies here. They shot our ship and broke one of our cannons, but there was none in that last place. Maybe these tertiary ones are currently abandoned. That's okay, because we can get key cards. Looks like another jump puzzle one. Oh, but it's not abandoned. Really? Darn. Usually you don't get two of these exact same puzzle in a Marcus, are you still there, bud? Ah, it's all good, Django. I'm just glad you're here. We're still hoping the Ironclad patch drops tonight, but it's looking like CIG may have once again done CIG deadlines with us. Yeah, the recoil on the P8 is a little weird. Here's our third key card. Right. Let's make sure we got it. Okay. I think there are guys on top of this building. Oh, oh, oh. God, I really enjoy running the flight suits. It makes these FPS encounters a lot more tense. Oh, who's the world? The poor P6 is gonna be Thanos. Yeah, right. P6, not P8. I said P8 again. I still love my P8. I think though I still think I would run an AO3 or a P8 over this gun. Sadly, this is gonna look so cool. I really like his aesthetic. Probably heard more guys up here. Am I crazy? You say I'm crazy. What are you? You are a pickle. I'm like, that looks like a pickle, but that'd be like some alien slug thing. No, it's a pickle. Well, guys, we do know that I spent a lot of time in the. I can't take the pickles. The pickles are too much. Chat. The pickles are too heavy. I take one pickle. There we go. We have one pickle to throw in our cockpit because we all know that Eric only plays games where he can sit in a pit of cocks. I don't fucking know. It's late. I don't fucking know. I like the Ripper. The Ripper's cool. I agree. The Ripper's cool. I wish it's a little bit better, but it's cool. Like also like this identifies me to anyone who looks at me like, oh yeah, that guy. If he's on the ground, something went wrong, right? Wonder if the base Ironclad has any advantage over the assault of the more cargo. So tractor beams, which I know don't sound like a huge issue. But the bespoke tractor beams to load in through that top hangar are probably going to be very nice. I think it's going to be a huge pain in the ass to load the Ironclad for cargo. But sorry, the Ironclad assault for cargo. Whereas it's not going to be as big a deal on the base variant, right? But I'm not planning on using my Ironclad to load up 1400 SCUs of my own cargo. I am going to load up quite a bit of my own RMC, ballistic munitions, missiles, and quantum and hydrogen fuel, so I can run it as a mobile repair base. But mostly when I'm bringing cargo into that ship, it's because it came out of somebody else's ship. I'm just gonna be real with you, chat. Be real with you, chat. That's gonna be loot. And I'm not worried about mass loading a bunch of loot unless I get really lucky. Wow. Maybe there's some inherent accuracy. Maybe I just suck, chat. Wow. The no hit markers is interesting. So guys, the game does have hit markers, but it's because I'm wearing a flight helmet and not a combat helmet. I don't have the combat UI. Ooh, 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 ooh. You, sir, are rude. It really makes the game feel way more Milsim-y. The no hit marker thing. Oh, that was... Hey, 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 hey! Stop deciding my cover isn't real. This is bad. This is bad, chat. Fighting retreat, guys. Fighting retreat. They pushed me. That's really cool, actually. Oh, dude! In heavy armor, I would have the med gun. I would have tons more med pens. I would have just a lot longer where I could just sit in their fire. That's the Mirai QI, the Guardian QI. Be real here. Oh. All right, chat. It's not looking good here, chat. I wish I could tell what like armor they were wearing based on their voices. Like the heavy guys had like a really deep Hellgast voice, and the voice we're hearing right now is from like the unarmored guys. So I'd know like to push a guy or not.
Let's see how they like this. I'll cover you. Shit, got trouble. Oh, shot. Oh,
Please die. That body you spawned. You gotta fall back. Oh! No! Look at that! We just died. That was fun. I don't care. That was fun, chat. I actually enjoyed an FPS combat scenario in Star Citizen. That's kind of a first, I'm not gonna lie. That difficulty was fun. I don't even care that we lost the Meteor.
We're taking casualties.
Man, imagine you get shot down, you're in that fucking behind enemy line scenario. I had the advantage of having a full pretty good rifle too. Truth be told, tractor beams don't save much time versus handling. Okay, you're right until you're not, right? You're right until you're not. And what I mean by that is, I think the Ironclad with its really high sidewalls and top loading is going to make using a tractor rifle just hard. So instead of having the gantry and specialized tractor beam on the ship that is meant to go over and lift them up and bring them into the ship, I think it's gonna be a lot harder to load on the ground. Now from a space, yeah, space is easy, but we're talking about while you're on the ground. Or I'm talking about while you're on the ground. Oh yeah, the game is lagging out like a bitch. Please, oh my god, dude, I can't do anything. You guys just saw that I had good FPS in the other area. I guess we just let it load. Jesus Christ, get me out of this fucking place. I swear, like, doesn't that feel like all of the, like, medical centers kind of suck for FPS? Like, it's not just me, right? Please, recover. 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 What do you mean frame-wise? So if you look really closely at your screen right now, like, it really takes a precise eye. You'll notice sometimes I get the occasional frame drop. It's really minor. It doesn't really get in the way of the game that much, but you know, I as a discerning Star Citizen player, it finally loaded. Hey Cal, how you doing, buddy? I don't really want to ask about the wife because I'm sure you talk. I'm not talk, dude. I'm here to chat. We're having a good time. Ask away. Oh. Yeah, you know, FPS issues in all the medical areas, right? All right, the wipe will come when 4.8 goes live, so that should be either Wednesday or Thursday, or if this current Ironclad patch is to guess in 10 fucking years. I don't know. They said it on Monday we'd be able to fly the Ironclad. We're still waiting for the patch. Anyways, so Wednesday or Thursday, whenever 4.8 goes to live, we are getting the wipe. It's that cinematic gameplay they're going for. No worries. So here's what they're wiping. They are wiping your money, your reputation, I'm pretty sure. Any ships you purchased with the in-game money, any ships you obtained from a executive hangar, any and all components, ship weapons, and things that are not default, any weapons you've obtained, armor you've obtained that you don't have purchased from the pledge store, all of that will be wiped. What won't be wiped is the blueprints you have unlocked. You keep those. You keep any Wicklow ships that you have crafted, and you keep, of course, anything you paid fuel money for and that exists in your My Hangar section. Rep is assumed. Nope, I don't assume it. I do not assume it, Silhouette, just because in previous wipes that were full wipes, rep was also taken out, and also rep is kind of tied into the blueprint farming and stuff, so it might not be wiped. I will not assume it to not wipe. Basically, assume it won't. Assume it will be wiped, and if I'm wrong, pleasant surprise. When they're saying they want comment more cinematic, does that mean they're slowing it all down? Ooh, FYT forever. Is that a serious question, or were you just joking about the frame rates like you were before? Because if that's a serious question, we can actually have a talk about what cinematic gameplay they're going for. Because we know what they're going for. We know exactly what they're going for. It is not necessarily like super achievable.
Workers are rolled up today. What you say?
Cinematic. Just slows down FPS. All right, hey, really quick. I'm going to show you exactly what they mean by cinematic gameplay. Okay, that then F7C Mark II trailer. Okay, and Heartseeker. Yep, and then I can keep pulling these out. I can keep pulling these out of my ass, but let's also pull up the Scorpius Antares. So, what they want is what they show. This is what they want. So let's start with the Scorpius Antares one, actually, because I think it's a decent showing of it. So notice how they fly, like even just right there at the start of that fight when the first Scorpius flies over. Like let's even slow this down. Let's do half. Right? Look, he's coming in on an approach. He's going to do a strafing run. He's going to turn off and fly away, which you don't have to do in Star Citizen because it's a 6-off you could strafe and he could still be shooting as he's traveling horizontally, but he's not doing that. He's doing a strafing run like that, right? We can go ahead and speed it back up. This is what they mean. I'm serious. This is what they want. This is what they show in all the marketing materials. Let's skip forward a bit to the takeoff scene, right? You're flying in a formation to cover each other, which doesn't really happen. There's the guy in the back who's in the cuck seat, pressing his one button. Once again, flying mostly straight, mostly like World War II planes in space. If you haven't figured it out, by cinematic they mean Star Wars. It's the widescreen turns. Look, he's going to joust now. He's going to actively joust with the cutlass here. Or I guess she. Flying all really close together, really straight, they would be absolutely shot down if they're in the current game. This is the gameplay that they want. And if we take a look at TSG's, this one right here, this was from CitizenCon. This is not their newest one. Oh, come on. Come on.
The People's Alliance are still trying to get to the bottom of.
We're gonna skip through all the talking scenes. We don't give a shit. Here we go. Because once again, this is even them in engine here, whereas before that was cinematic, right? I'm gonna skip to more of the combat. But once again, if you look at the way that they see ships generally fly, you don't really see.
So your first objective here is.
Once again, we have the flying in formation thing, which isn't a thing.
You want your light or your medium or your heavy fighters, whichever playstyle you prefer.
Once again, you know, at least that time it was nose to nose.
So while one part of your group is dealing with
Jousting.
fighters,
They see they don't want jousting, they show nothing but jousting. Now this here is like the big
Welcome back.
hello
The
ad.
station has
Hello
been
porn ad. I don't know what the fuck this is. This is AI bullshit. Here we go. All right. That's it. That's our stuff.
Small fighters.
So I think it's when they're in the trench runs what I want to show. What's it? They're flying together in formation for some reason. By the way, why I say for some reason, this formation only matters when you get somebody on your tail and you can split. And then he has to choose to chase one. That's why you fly a formation in a plane, right? In Star Citizen, you don't need to do that. You just turn around and shoot at him. So this only happens, this formation flight only happens in 3 DOF or 4 DOF. Which is not 6 DOF, which is not space flight, right?
It's not that easy. Take this 6.
I do need an ad blocker, yeah.
Has a number of power relays that are holding the doors closed.
So what I want is when they're flying in the trench run. Here we go. This right here is exactly what they want.
So as you enter the structure, you'll see cooling units along the sides that you'll need to take out.
We have looked at the Odin, though I haven't been there personally.
There's 3 arms to the station that have these trenches.
And if you look at how you fly, like this isn't how you fly in Star Citizen. Right here, these long sweeping strafes.
Multiple times.
At this point, the core is still protected, so these
And
are
they're going to do a side strafe at one point.
There are objects to avoid. You're going to have to be able to dodge. You're going to have to move quickly. You need an agile ship.
Because the shield generator that you're targeting is emitting lots of distortion damage.
There's my flat suit. It's still stupid that's not sealed.
cooling units are out. That exposes the core to overheat, which means that you can attack it
Right here.
from the inside and also
Now, this is important, guys. I really want you to look at the section. Look at how slow they're strafing.
exposes the core to overheat, which means that you can attack it.
You see how they're barely moving? So you're gonna have 6 stuff. It's just gonna suck. And you in most flying, you need to go straight forward. Does this sound like new flight model? I can't talk too much about new flight model.
From
Look
the
at how
inside, it
slow
also
they are
has
side strafing.
exhaust ports
That's not them doing speed limiter, that's speed wall.
on the outside of the
That's sub 50 meters a second speed wall. So that they can create this forward
and
direction
this is a whole lot of
in flight.
damage.
DCS in space? No. Maybe. But no. I don't trust them. Like DCS in space is what we were going to get originally, but not with DCS flight, but in like a full fidelity cockpit. That's what sold me on the game. Is like, holy shit, I want to have a full fidelity sim pit cockpit. That's not really a thing anymore. It's okay.
Once the power core
So that's what they want. That's what CIG wants. That's what Chris Roberts wants. Is the that's what they mean when they say cinematic gameplay. Hey, Big Bob, this is me being a little pedantic. What do you mean by passenger gameplay? Wouldn't that just be passenger services? Like, I mean, is there really gameplay there? I'm just being pedantic. I'm probably being a bit of an ass to ask that. What do we want to run? Pull out the alpha.
Your vehicle has been moved to our storage. Please.
Yeah, that's part of it, because 6 DOF is really, really hard for people to understand. And like, here's the thing, like 6 DOF is hard to understand, and the game does nothing to teach you 6 DOF. Didn't I call the wolf? Am I crazy?
Welcome to the ASOC vehicle retrieval.
It does. It feels really good with host S. I guess we didn't retrieve it.
Your vehicle has been delivered to us.
No, I love my host S and pedals, and I really like 6 DOF. And I'll be honest, the old flight model I like a lot more than master modes. But now I'm pretty certain that when master mode leaves, I'm gonna miss it just like I missed the old flight model. No, host Sam is not a disadvantage to host S, especially in master mode. So master modes is a very mid-range, very aim trade fighting style. So host Sam is arguably the most competitive way. You could argue that, especially with coupled mode and with acceleration abusing, that mouse and keyboard and pedals is technically the sweatiest way to play. What host S has over host Sam though is flight precision and flight accuracy, because you have way more analog axes, right? And so if they make flight matter more than aim, like it did in the old flight model, or like it might in the new flight model, then all of a sudden host S will return to advantage, right? If keeping a very steady exacting rate is really important to win a rate fight, not necessarily just holding back all the way and bleeding off all your energy, the more that energy management matters, the more that J hooks matters, the more that precise consistent input matters. That's when host S will gain advantage, right? Okay, so couple mode in is currently bugged, and it decelerates faster than your space brake does natively, or by firing the thrusters yourself natively. And so you can toggle coupled mode to get glitched decelerations that are way faster than you should be able to get otherwise, by toggling out of it. It is an exploit. It is listed as a bug. It's one of the reasons why I don't teach it, because it will be fixed, right? But right now, toggling coupled mode can be hugely abusive, to not only keep you close in the fight, but also to because when you get that jolt of a higher G, so decelerate, you can push that into turn rate and stuff, right? Yeah, so right now in master mode, you have the advantage because it's a very aim-based aim trade system, and mouse aim is better than stick aim. Now, it still comes down to the player skill, right? It still comes down to that. Is a new flight model in 4.8? No, we don't know when we're getting a new flight model. We know it will only come in when they have control surfaces for atmospheric flights and quantum boost to replace nav mode ready to go. And honestly, I'm really glad that they're taking a lot of time to refine it. What I will say is I have a very negative video on the channel about new flight model. I have since learned more about new flight model. I still haven't flown it because I'm not in that testing group, but I have spoken to now 6 or 7 people who have. When I made that video, I had spoken to 3 people. Okay, and especially because they run different tests and they are changing things constantly, I am less negative on it. I'm less scared of the new flight model than I was before. So, do you do lag pips? No. I used to do lag pips. Lag pips used to be very competitive. They used to be really, really good in the old flight model. Lead pips give you way too much information now. Lead pips is the easiest way to win the game now. The advantage of lag pips is still there, but now just with how much you need to use pip and pip neutralization in master modes in the binary circle, having the pip tied to the enemy ship is more beneficial for dueling. I used to be a lag pip enjoyer.
Shields disengaged.
I want to test. I don't think the wolf can damage the constellation, huh? I want to test something though. That's scenario 6. I hate the fact that I can't use my DCS-7 SE. I don't want to remount my stick on the left every time. Yeah, it's just, remember, you're not flying a plane. You're flying a spaceship, and honestly, you're not flying a very realistic spaceship. Not saying the flight model isn't very deep, it isn't very skill based, it isn't quite advanced. It's just not realistic, right? But a throttle doesn't make any sense for space flight when you're flying it decoupled and precise, because you don't need to have consistent input on your main thrust. That consistent input will always bring you farther away in the fight, right? Yeah, so that's what we're gonna try. We're going to try to disable the turrets on it and see if that works. And if that does, and then when that works, if that works, we're going to want to then hit it with missiles, strip the armor, and see if we can kill it. Yeah, and it's asked because you don't get enough analog axes. You really do need the other stick, but also, like, once again, the game makes everyone fly in coupled mode. In my opinion, coupled mode isn't actually flight. Coupled mode is really more similar to FPS combat than it is to flight.
Quantum drive disengaged.
Right now, without sub-targeting, it's precision mode, which I hate, but they keep breaking sub-targeting.
Quantum drive engaged.
We're just going to try and strip the armor. We're not going to try and get the full kill.
Disengaged.
All right, man, guys, this patch is so late. I'm really glad that Captain Deadawake didn't stay up. It'd be midnight for him right now. I was watching his stream and he was wanted to stay live until the Ironclad dropped. And he's in fucking Florida. Yeah. We're just gonna see what the experience is like, because I really loved the experience in the Wolf in 4.7. And I know it's gonna be worse in 4.8, but I still want to see what my options are. I probably should have bought and picked out EM missiles, because I think I have IR missiles. No, Dimitri should be EM, right?
Contact. Radio.
I'm not really a missile enjoyer, so.
Contact confirmed.
All right, let's see. I'm gonna try and isolate the fighters first here. Have you ever played Elite Dangerous? I have, but not since I got really into flight. I played Elite Dangerous back in like 2015. I think it feels weird here. Oh, damn it. My freaking binds are still fucked in the PTU. That's what I wanted.
Contact confirmed.
Let's get our shields back here. Also, the chasers should be the fighters, but should be the closest. Why does this feel so weird? Yeah, the AI just don't move like fucking players do at all. They have so many weird inputs.
Destroyed.
So now with the velocities, I can range kite at like 500 plus, looks like. Stay on him. I have no idea where this turret stopped shooting at me, but I'm going to let it. Okay. Oh, let's get away from that nose here. Apply some damage here, and now. Nope, we can't damage the turret. That is a shame.
Target lock.
Okay.
Target lock.
We need to get at least a couple hits on here. Okay, all right. I see red now. We're gonna dive back in.
Shields under attack.
Bastard.
Okay, we're through. Are we even applying damage to it, guys? I don't think we're applying any damage. With 3 missile hits, we're not applying any damage. Now back here, that's shield face. Okay, let's see how many it takes.
That's it. Lesson complete. Good work today. Hopefully, I'll see you soon when you're ready to keep training.
We killed the pilot. We killed the pilot. That's kind of funny. I mean, it worked, technically. That wasn't super fun for me. But I mean, if it gives me more reason to deploy my missile rack aside from just a nav stopper, okay. So what was his counterplay to that then? Because I still... Okay, so I can damage that. We can break his guns. Can't damage the nacelle. But if I shoot the engine itself directly, can't damage that. You know, yeah, no, but Django, it is still the second fastest behind the Scorpius. Yes, it is definitely Interceptor 2, and that's almost a guarantee. Yeah, I get that. It's just this is the big ship I can reliably bring out to fight for testing, right? I'm okay with them giving more value to missiles. I am. I like missiles. I think missiles are really cool, and DCS and the nuclear option missiles are awesome, right? Missiles and Star Citizen need to be better. Just with how buggy and broken they are, right? Because we were still unable to damage the turrets on this ship. Slowing missiles down is not necessarily a bad thing. It would make PDCs more useful. It would also make them less desyncing, so you wouldn't be able to do the same lag jukes that you can right now, and also they wouldn't be just as dominant. What they also should do is give missiles less fuel time, less fuel burn time. Right now, if they miss you, they can just keep turning back and keep going after you, going after you, going after you 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times before they're out of fuel. So the missiles should really have enough fuel to reach their you know, specific targets, and then if they run out, they should only have very slight mav to maneuver left, right, up, down in like sort of a coupled manner. If they're out of their primary fuel burn. Well, they did slow PDCs. That's happened. The Aurora Mark 1 as a bomber. What are we doing? Have we lost the plot, CIG? Why is this guy so tanky? He got missiles off, but it didn't work. That was actually kind of cool. First time doing this mission.
Shields disengaged.
The M80 is just between ammo for, yes, it is. Probably less shield. No, yeah. We'll almost certainly have one S2 shield. That's the case. And yes, it will be less agile. That's what interceptor tuning means, Pills. But it's still going to be awesome. It is going to be so good that you're going to wonder why you would fly anything else in a team fight. Now in a solo fight, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be like a Buccaneer versus a Gladius, or like a Meteor versus a Hornet, right? And it will lose that solo duel fight if it flies incorrectly. But what it has is in a team fight the ability to fully dictate the fight, the flow of the fight, when it ends, when it leaves, with that additional lethality that it gains from you know, being instituted and having more guns. It's you can't ignore it, and then it can basically ignore any other ship in the game that isn't also instant tuned. Once you start attacking it, it can just leave the fight. Alright, this guy came in super close. Now I fly fighters because I am usually solo, and I do want to take fights and stay in the duel, and I really do like the dueling scene in master modes, but I want to learn my interceptors better, and even I have to admit, a group of fighters will lose to a group of interceptors every time.
Target destroyed.
Nobody gets 20 videos on the Ironclad. Yeah, I know. What do you think of the 300s? The 325A is the only one that's worth flying.
Thanks for sorting that out for us. Transferring your crates now.
But if we are talking about the 325A, it's awesome. It gives you a little bit of versatility in the fact that it does have an interior and it does have a cargo bay, so you can use it to go and you know, farm for components. It's pretty easy to make it very stealthy because it doesn't have that much of a you know, of a power draw to it. It's very fast. It is faster than the equivalently armed Avenger Titan. So the best Avenger is the Warlock, and the Warlock does slaughter the 325. We're just gonna be real here. But it is also interceptor tuned. So like I said, you know, in the team fight, it's got advantages. In a solo fight, you get to choose when you leave, and as long as you don't keep trying to sit in a turn fight with a fighter tuned ship, you won't really be able to be killed. Now, there's missile spam and other things, and bad luck and individual pilot mistakes that will happen, but yeah. It should. It fits in a Polaris hangar. So it should fit in an Ironclad. All right.
Shields disengaged. Quantum drive engaged.
I don't know who gave that dimension. Because the Ironclad by itself is 20 meters tall. So I don't know where it lost 13 or 12.5 meters in height. Obviously, you know, it does go a little bit above it with that next platform, but also it's supposed to stack 13 SCUs 3 high. Sorry, not 13, 32 SCUs 3 high.
Shields active.
Which I'm pretty sure is taller than that, but we'll see. We also need to remember that we can lock open the top door, so even if it does sit a little bit above it, there should be no problem to carry it. The logging out and back in with it might get buggy. The lag.
Landing gear deployed. Engine system disengaged. Safe arrival achieved.
Is it really 6 meters? That seems silly. I lost all my ammo somehow? Oof. We're gonna need to John Wick it. Okay, I like the AO3 a lot. Yeah, you're right, Dillman. You're right. I'm a little stupid when it comes to cargo. How tall is the Polaris hangar then? Like I said, I don't think height is going to be the main issue because we can absolutely just run it open top. Jesus Christ. Oh, okay. We don't have any health either. We're dead. We're dead, chat. We lost this. We got immediately lit up in a laggy low FPS state by a Ripper, and we're done. Yep, there it is. Because they always hit their first shot. They always hit their first shot. 12 meters? Yeah. See, 12 meters makes sense to me. I would believe 12 meters. But also, I'm crazy and I'm stupid. Hold on, somebody pinged me here. Okay. Well, guys, no patch yet. No patch yet. Let's check SC testing chat. I feel so bad for poor Dead Awake, who is up literally running his stream over twice as long as he normally streams for just for this. It says 4.8 live. What? Hold on. Launcher bug refresh error. I was hoping they were doing some update. Okay. Well, I was hoping it was a visual bug, and I was hoping it was because they were pushing the update, you know? So why does my textures keep breaking? I'm sitting here looking like Halo 1 Combat Evolved. Alright, we're just going to Alt F4, I think. Yeah, okay, yeah, there's nothing new here. 4.9 is in 5 minutes, yeah. Well, you know what? Actually, let's go to live for a bit and let's see if there's anyone. I doubt there is. Let's see if there's anyone in free flight. Let's get some PvP in. Let me also see. So I'm seeing that from Reddit, from 2024. But that was back when it used to hold 1440. It now holds 22 or 20 something, right? It holds more now, but I'm not sure. I don't think they made it taller though, but so maybe. Do they have it listed here? Because here it just says 20 meters tall. Which I mean, okay, there is that other superstructure there, right? So it does get taller, but that doesn't look like that's the vast majority of the ship height. So we could say, okay, there's a little bit below and a little bit above, but is that more than half as above that size? I don't know. That looks more than 7 meters to me. Right? Because the floor is there. The roof is probably like there under this railing, right? That looks more than 7 meters to me. Yeah. 12 meters tall makes a lot of sense. If it's 12 meters tall, that's awesome. That makes sense. Because that's the Polaris hangar size. And I think that's a fair size, but I don't know. It's about the height of a prospector in the hangar. A prospector is 7 meters, so maybe. But that's also not accounting for landing gear on this website. It doesn't look like 7 to me. Unless there's like another weird lip, right? Like this looks like this is probably the same height as the Polaris hangar, especially. So, okay, it's 1.25 times 3. No, 2.25 times 3. I'm so bad at math, I know my brain is fried, guys. Yeah, that's 7.5. But now it can't be butted up against the top. So there might be another 0.5 of space there. No, there has to be more than that. Wait, guys, there has to be more than that because there are walkways. Guys, you can walk above the cargo area. Is that okay? We have to go back. I'm stupid. I'm too stupid to remember this. We need to look at all of the pictures here. Okay. So the walk above might be on the exterior, but I thought it was interior for a bit. Maybe I'm just misremembering. Yeah, that looks way taller than just that. Like, guys, okay, hold on. I know this is a constant image. But that looks way taller. That looks almost 4 high, right? But they probably won't let you stack 4 high to artificially limit it, right? Yeah, it absolutely can be used as an open top carrier. They even showed it being used for that. See, look. Okay, look. There is interior racks. So if the cargo goes up to there, we still have an entire person, which we can say is a meter, and then some headroom above that. So we can say it might be 10 meters tall. This to me looks like it's 10 meters tall. Because the cargo goes to this gantry, I'm pretty sure. Or maybe it goes up to here, but there's no way it goes over this gantry where it would threaten the people walking there, right? Once again, I understand we're looking at constant imagery. But now if we go back to the video they put out, the patch report.
May is known for combat in the Star Citizen universe, or at the very least, celebrating the various combat vehicles that defend, destroy.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the Fatter-Pillar.
That looks so big, guys. Okay, I don't see the interior walkway here.
And the Ironclad assault.
This is where we see it opening up.
The latter.
Nope, there. They still have it. So the cargo area probably goes to here or at most up to here. But we have enough height. We absolutely have enough height to run the 315 out of this thing. We absolutely do. Now, I'm not saying anything super bigger permanently, but yeah, the 315 absolutely. And we can remember that with engineering, we can lock open that top thing for quantum jumps. We probably still can't lock it open for like bed logging, which does suck. Or for storing the ship. But like like I would imagine you probably could land a Guardian in here to rearm and repair it off of the assault variants, but then not keep it there and have it fly out. Hey, you're hurting me. Hey, you're hurting me. Fine. There we go. Thank you, buddy. But yeah. So
The latter of which is getting the same hangar services we discussed before, and all things working out like they should. Both will be coming to PTU on Monday, May 11th.
yeah. So the cargo dimensions
It's a shark with a frickin' laser.
go up to 7.5.
And then, of course,
But the actual area has workspace above it. Yeah. God, it's a cool ship.
And the Ironclad assault from Drake.
Yeah. Look, we can see all this height here. So right, my guess is the cargo area loads up to right here, and then we have almost another third of space, maybe almost really another half. You have like 2/5 more up above it. We're trying to figure out what things will fit into the Ironclad. And they were saying that the cargo area was only 7.5 meters tall. I'm like, that can't be true. It looks way bigger than that. And this is why the cargo stops here under this gantry, but we have more vertical space to land ships. We were trying to fit the 315P.
which is getting the same hangar services we discussed before, and all things
Yeah.
working out like they should.
Yeah.
Both will be
I'm glad we looked into this
May
more.
11th for existing.
Anyways, Gib, Star Citizen, Gib, you said we could fly at Monday. Gib. Star Citizen, you promised me. Hold on, where is it? You promised me this, Star Citizen.
Well, DefensCon is here to fill your holes.
I have an Ironclad sized hole right now, Star Citizen. You promised.
Here to fill your holes. Hey, highlight a few gaps in your fleet. Well, DefensCon is here to fill your holes.
Give Ironclad. No. So, the ship doesn't have a repair bay. It has RRR. Repair, rearm, refuel. And if it works how it works in the in the rest of the ships that have RRR, is if your ship is landed all in a gear down on the interior space of the ship, you can call it like it's a landing pad, and you can repair, rearm, refuel from the stocks. I was able to repair off my Polaris from the torpedo loading bay in a Fury. Yeah. Anyways, let's see if anyone's an arena committer. Check launcher. Stupid question, but can we free fly the Pitbull in the M80 during this event? We should be able to, Pills, because there are spots on them to rent them in DefensCon. Oh, yeah, you wanted to check launcher. I think I would need to restart it. Is there anything in the chats about it? Mine is verifying and downloading something. Fuck it, this lobby will be here in a few minutes. Let's try it. No, it might have just been that you weren't on today's version of the PTU. Damn. CIG! Fill my Ironclad hole. Come on. What, they said it, not me. Let me know if the music is too loud, because we adjusted things when we did it. Oh shit, I know, right? Alright. Let's get a little bit of PvP in. That lobby looks like you had a lot of players in it. Let's see if we can get some good fights. Hold on, Chuck. It's not in here. Allegedly, Adam's in here. Chuck is in here. Holy shit. Chuck is one of my trainees. Oh god. No? Oh, he did flare. I didn't see it the last second. I didn't hear it either. Ooh, we got a really good mag there. Okay, 1 damage. I lost him. I freaking lost him. There he is. The white marks get frustrating in free flight. Get that shield back down. A little ahead. You need to see the tap now. There's the kill. Wonder if he's not any more patches to Ironclad. I think they just had a you know, a patch stopping issue come up. It's happened before. Hey, there's Kel. Oh no, Kel. Well, literally Adam's insane. He's one of the top pilots. Yeah, so Chuck's one of my trainees, but he's still gotta put in a lot of time in to develop that. But he's getting there. He's keeping me in binary circle. He's not letting me. Oh, well, that push was a mistake. So he doesn't have pedals yet, so he's just pure mouse and keyboard. So he doesn't want to get close. He needs to stay in mid-range and use his aim advantage on me. Who's on me here? Okay, a ballistic wolf. can't stay in this. Got him. Ooh. Midas wants to go again. Midas in a arrow. This ballistic guy just shot him. I'm gonna help him out. That wasn't the duel. Like an entire mag. Well aimed on him. Oh, this one's on me. Who's on me? Is it Chuck? Oh, he is my friend. He's learning. All right. No flare pass, I guess. Gotta get regen. Yeah, he is a stock hero. That's not a very good fight. Hey, you can see it, Predator? Yeah, good fight, dude. Glad to see you drop it in, man. Sorry, I wasn't looking at chat for a bit there. I did say good fight in the in-game chat, though. I love my sources and nerdy playlist. Better than the last time? This free flight is such a vibe, man, when you get a good lobby like this together. And there are certainly people in this lobby who will slaughter my butt. See if Kel wants to fight. Kel's really good. Yeah, he's won that already. See if we can't catch back up here. It's that classic kill aim. Some supplies back. Up. Ah! It's a stabilizer, but scary. Because then it shields back and you push. Back in damage numbers. We're slightly ahead. Slightly. Oh, we have guns. We need to get gunpowder. Need to get gunpowder. Oh my god. Super close fight, Kel. I was sweating. Holy crap. Kel's a good pilot. He can definitely beat me. I think that's because we got the early advantage there. Do you want to go again? Chuck, yes. Why gimbal? Why the gimbals turn on? Or aiming with mouse stick. It was that's stick. Here, I can remove this and this. They lock it down with magnets. Why it looks like I'm aiming with a mouse with the input is I turn on the VJoy line for all inputs because I always watch back my fights and and it helps me see my inputs so I know when I'm not quite in pure pitch and stuff because I always review my own fights. With the Guardian fit, not necessarily height wise, but would the Guardian be able to sit on the pad, or is it too wide to sit on the pad? Heck yeah. How about the F8? Vendatros will beat me here. Yeah, look at the same. Look at this. He's already got my shields down. He's staying in the knife. He's doing all this awesome work. Like I said, there are plenty of pilots in this lobby who can kick my ass. I will never claim to be the top of the pyramid here. I'm mid-level, but I have fun with it. That's what matters, right? Only the top slayer of pink vultures. I don't see them trying to teach us to be better. You are. Oh man, it's just honestly, if you go into who was on me? Meteor. Yep. Power set. Alright, we got reset. I don't want that. I fucked up there. So I wanted to reset guns, and then he saw I was backing up, so he backed up too. And he hit me more recently, so he got more shields back than I did. Good smart play by Prey. Yeah, when one person backs off, the best strategy is to not follow. Oh, good fight, Praetor. Good fight. That was catching me in the back strafe when I wanted to get gun power back. And just deciding, yeah, I'm gonna get shields because I hit you last. It's a really smart move. No, I get you. Well, like I said, I really do think the PvP community, especially in this setting, is just super helpful. They want people to get better. Like, they might not do YouTube or whatever, but the PvP community wants to and needs to grow. We need more people understanding flight at a higher level for this game's health, because that's how we're going to get a good and well-balanced flight model. Like, there are more flight hours in this lobby. I'm gonna probably say, look, I'm the best with Adam in here, with the VX guys in here, with Vendatros in here, with me in here. I'm not at their level, but I have a lot of flight hours. We probably have more flight hours in combat in PvP than anyone at CIG in this just in this lobby. Now, someone from CIG can jump in here and prove me wrong, absolutely, as I am not the best pilot in the world, but this lobby has a lot of flight knowledge in it, and so joining in here and asking for help is a great way of doing it. All the toxicity in the chat PvP you see and the people talking shit, that doesn't exist in free flight. This is one of the best communities I've ever been in, but you have to be in this space. I remember Lord being good. Yeah, he's got insane aim. That's that top tier mouse aim right there, I'm pretty sure. And yep, we got him red though. That was a good close fight. Trying to get better. I think I progressed in the first fight. Absolutely, dude. You did really good in that part where you noticed me backstrafing. You just let me and you didn't push, and you used that to get a full shield advantage on me because you knew you hit me last. That was a super smart move. Jesus. He's got great aim. Got really good aim. We're both red nose. Let's get some. Yummy hole first. Yep, there it is. Good fight, River. Yeah, that was a really close pass. Yeah, I think he's another Mountain Cooper player because it seemed like he was worse in the up close, but he was really good at keeping me in the mid range. I could be wrong. Just, there were a few times where he passed and it was like, oh god, is he like wanting to fly into me? That's why I'm thinking mouse and keyboard. Could be wrong. Like I said, there are a lot of people in this lobby that are better than me. But you can usually kind of figure out what's playing on by how they go. If someone comes in and they're just insane in the knife, they're definitely on sticks, right? Oh, yeah, at least one stick. If they're keeping the mid-range and going for the aim, they're probably on just pedals and mouse. They might have a left-hand stick, they might not, right? Ducks. Oh, it's my fucking gun charge. Oh, thank God we got him. I'm so bad at managing my gun charge. That's where I'm bad at. I really need to get better at resource management. I'm always fighting it. Is there any news on the Ironclad? Oh, did Chuck leave the lobby? I think he did. 2 more minutes until they say 1. Yeah. 1 hour left again. Ooh, he won that early trade really hard. All right, we evened it back up a bit. Getting some shield resets that he's not getting. This is close though. Very close. There's the kill. Oh my god. Yeah, Kel and me are pretty closely matched. Did I miss? I missed. All right, it's 11:01. Where's that patch drop? He got early advantage. We got lucky on a few shield trades. All right, Praetor, let's go. Oh no! I thought I didn't have to stop it. Hey, you know what? There you go. That's your win. No, I'm joking. I really thought he was going to dive through right there. He didn't. Oh, good fight, Praetor. A little decent collision happened there, which I think favored me, unfortunately. But that was a good fight. I missed again. All right, let me see. Yep, so still nothing on that. Ugh. No new things here. That is a huge shame. I'm glad we swapped over. Instead of waiting for it, we got PvP in. Yes, hostats and pedals. Looks like they're playing together, so I won't interrupt them anymore. How's it going, Commander Rare's Media? Media, how's it going, Media? Sad the Ironclad didn't actually happen. Kratos resetting his ship. Ares is cool. Oh, Ares in the middle. I see you. Okay. Gotcha. That's not related to Ares the org, is it? Checking the Clipper. Is there anything new for the Clipper on the PTQ? Oh. Does this guy want it? Really? Okay, no worries. No worries. Oh, Mish is in. Mish is insane. But Mish is in that org I was just talking about. He's a part of Howler Squadron, which is their fighter wing. And Detros is good. AC pilots than the most PU. Yeah, well, it's because the game does nothing to teach you advanced flight. This is something you really have to yourself like pursue, whether it's through YouTube videos, coming into free flight, getting one-on-one trainings, joining an org for or a Discord. Like, you only really learn the advanced elements of flight when someone teaches them to you, because it's not very intuitive for Star Citizen, and the game does nothing just by playing it to teach you it. Like, the tutorial could do so much to improve people's stuff. See if I can grab Loki here. There we go. He's on. We'll give him a nice respectful pass like this. Now we'll come in. Loki I see a lot in the Journey John training events, so the sound cut out. That's fun. You have a positional win. Try and keep it here. Catch him. Get slot. He's blocked out. You let him come back. Or is he typing? Loki? Yeah, that's rough. His mouse keeps disconnecting. I did hear they might change the current plant model. Yeah. Waka is online. Oh, guys, it might be happening. Is there still anyone in chat who owns the Ironclad I can look at? Or is he just saying, hey, we fucked up? Yeah, so there is a new flight model coming within the next, potentially by the end of the year. It's not going to be coming soon. And I have reservations about it, but also it might be okay. The current flight model is worse than the old flight model by a lot, but it's still really fun. It's still a very deep game. It's just we lost a lot of flight focused things for aim focused things. And so it's like, that's why right now the most competitive way to play is with mouse and keyboard and pedals, because the mouse aim is just oppressive and aim is the most important thing. All right, B-Bell's gonna kick my ass. B-Bell's really good. There's that never-ending mouse aim right there. Also having very smooth strafe inputs. People in here call him a hacker. I don't believe it. I think it's just salt. Yeah, he's got that insane aim. There it is. We knew we were going to lose that. How would the new one improve? I don't want to. You're putting me in a hard place. So I have privileged information that I'm not supposed to have. I have spoken to the test pilots for the new flight model. I've spoken now with 6 of them. Well, they actually, no, I've spoken with 8 of them actually. God, I'm forgetting those my first 2 guys. And I did put out a video on the flight model when I'd only spoken with 3 guys and about my concerns. And it was publicly available info. But I've spoken with more now. What I can say is that they intended to bring flights closer, and they intend to stop you from being able to endlessly backstrafe and like range kite a fight. I can say they're going from a orb shaped flight model to an egg shaped flight model that is going to still technically be 6th off, but going to fly a lot differently than what we have right now. Does mouse die again? And I can explain the difference in those flight model shapes here in a second. So I'm like, is it worth getting? Yes. Okay. Resoundingly yes. Here is the cold hard truth. Learning the fundamentals, learning how 6th off works, learning how your setup exists, optimizing yourself, optimizing your thought process, learning how the gunnery system works, getting good at PvP will always be good. Now, the specific maneuvers we do will change, right? The specific strategies that we use will change, right? I can't say too much about the new flight model because I have been given privileged information and I don't want to betray that trust, right? But yes, getting good at the game, the earlier you start, the earlier you get better. Because here's the thing, you're not going to reach the pinnacle in this flight model before we get to the next one. But what you can do is really nail down your setup. You can nail in your thought process for PvP, for engagements, right? And the core fundamentals of flight, of good flight, you know, good aim, precise movements, matching velocities, things like that will always be relevant, right? The people who were really good at the old flight model were still really good at the new flight model. So don't let this one scare you off from getting good. Now, is it a guarantee that you'll like the new flight model? No. I have my reservations. But will you be better off for putting in the hours and training right now? Yeah. PvP in Star Citizen is freaking hard, man. It's like a fighting game. You need to put in literally oh, okay, hold on. I'm gonna give him a nice clear restart and then we're gonna go. You need to put in 100 deaths before you start getting your first kills, especially if you jump into free flight like this and things. But now, especially right now, anyone in AC here can jump in and fight your average PU pilot and slaughter them because they still just have such a deeper understanding of the geometries of 6th off flight. They have better aim, they have more optimized loadouts, they understand what's good on the ship, right? Like the game, Star Citizen the game does nothing, even with its highest end PvE content, to teach you how to actually fly well. It's one of my biggest criticisms of the game. He got my stabilizer. Hey, give it back. My stabilizer. Low on boost. We can get a kill right here, I think. There it is. Well, here's one thing I will say. Don't fall into the trap of like constantly tweaking your sensitivities, your curves, your modifiers, because if you're just trying to get performance out of a bad set of peripherals, all you're going to do is kind of ruin your muscle memory you're building. Some people swear by it, but I have literally never messed with my curves, and the one time I did, I hated it, right? So I'm flying all default 1.0 curves, And I'm not saying I'm the best. I'm not the best. Whenever I PvP, I try to be very clear that I'm a mid-level pilot. But I think if you're starting out and you're constantly changing your sensitivities and your curves, you're just hurting yourself. Set a good initial sensitivity and stick with it and go on in. Waka is AFK, but online. Oh man. All right. Well, guys, it's 11:20. We've been up for almost 4 hours. Yeah, definitely. I had a great time. This was a fun stream. I'm really sad we didn't get to see the Ironclad. It's still technically Monday, but it's time for me to go to bed. So thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Really, really sorry we didn't get to see the Ironclad. But yeah. Where's this song? There we go. Anyways, guys, take it easy. And I'll see you around. I will be streaming tomorrow. We will be live tomorrow. So hopefully I'll see you guys there.